Hi students, in this session we will study the First War of Independence 1857. The War of Independence 1857 was a major revolt of India but unsuccessful against the rule of the British East India Company. The event is known by many different names including the First War of Independence 1857, the Revolt of 1857, the Sepoy Mutiny, the Uprising of 1857, and so on. Dear students, we know that Britishers they came to India to trade with India, but as they started to trade with India, they also started to conquer India. After conquering, they also started to rule in India. As they started to rule in India, Indian people were not happy with the rule. Instead, they were angry with the Britishers. And because of this, Indians they started war on the Britishers. It is known as the First War of Independence, which was fought in the year 1857. The year till 1857, some part of the country or the other rose in revolt against the Britishers. The war which is fought in the year 1857 was not the only war Indians fought against the Britishers, dear children. But before the war of 1857, there were many other revolts Indians they fought against the Britishers. However, these wars were local in their character, and these wars were scattered and isolated. And these wars, which were fought before the 1857, they did not pose serious challenge to the British rule in India. And all such type wars, including 1857 war, opposed the British rule in India. And in this war, millions of peasants, farmers, artisans, soldiers participated in the war of 1857. And it shook the British government to its very foundation. What are the causes for the first war of independence? There are many causes for which the first war of independence was fought. The political causes, economic causes, socio-religious causes, military causes, and immediate causes. So in this way, the causes are divided into many categories. The first cause, the political cause. In this, the policy of expansion. Britishers, in order to expand their empire in India, they followed the policy of expansion. Policy of expansion means they started to expand their kingdom by going in a war. Ever since the Battle of Plassey 1857, the East India Company's territorial power increased rapidly. Teacher. Britishers they fought the first war in the year 1757 is known as the Battle of Plassey, in which Britishers defeated the Indians and started to get the territories under their control. British they tried to expand their political power in India by four ways. How they wanted to expand their political power. The first one method is outright wars, going in a war. The second method they used the policy of subsidiary alliance. Third method they used the doctrine of lapse. And the fourth one the pretext of alleged misrule. So these are the different methods they took in order to expand their political power in India. One is outright wars, subsidiary alliance, doctrine of lapse, and the fourth one, the pretext of alleged misrule. Let us see what are these methods. First one, by outright wars. The children to expand their territorial power in India, Britishers waged many wars. They fought many wars. In the year 1764, they fought the Battle of Buxar and established their power in Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha. They fought the Battle of Buxar and they got power in Bengal, Bihar, and Orissa. Next, they fought Anglo-Mysore War, that is from 1767 to 1799. Britishers and the Mysore's. They annexed Mysore states. Next, they fought Anglo-Maratha War between Britishers and Maratha. 1818, all the Maratha territory was captured by the Britishers. And the next one, Anglo-Sikh War, 1849. In this war, Britishers conquered Punjab. So the children you have seen here, Britishers they go directly went in a war, fought Battle of Buxar, Battle of Plassey, Anglo-Mysore War, Anglo-Maratha War, Anglo-Sikh War, and one by one, like Mysore, Maratha territory, Punjab, Bengal, all the places they started to conquer one by one, and this is through outright wars. Outright wars. The second method they took, that is the subsidiary alliance. And children, what is this subsidiary alliance? This system was introduced by Lord Wellesley, who was the Governor General of India. Under this subsidiary alliance, Indian rulers who agreed the subsidiary system accepted the British as the supreme power. Nature, the first point of subsidiary alliance. The subsidiary alliance was signed between Britishers and the Indian rulers. The Indian rulers who agreed the subsidiary system alliance, they accepted that British as the supreme power. Next, Second point in the subsidiary alliance is the Indian rulers who agreed that they would not enter into any alliance with any other power and would not wage war. Those who signed the subsidiary alliance, Indian rulers, they are not supposed to make any friendship or war with anyone unless the permission of Britishers. Third point of subsidiary alliance is Indian rulers accepted the British resident at their headquarters. The Indian rulers who accepted this subsidiary alliance, they must keep one British officer or resident in the court, and also they agreed not to employ an any European in their service without consulting the British company. The Indian rulers who accepted this subsidiary alliance, they should keep one British resident, and also they should not employ any European in the service without the consulting the British company. And the last one point of subsidiary alliance agreed to maintain British troops at their own cost. Indian rulers who agreed this, they supposed to maintain British troops at their own cost. This is what we call the subsidiary alliance, the terms and conditions. And by this subsidiary alliance 1856, practically all the Indian states had either been annexed or had entered into alliance with the Company Dutch. By 1856, almost all the Indian states had come under this subsidiary alliance, and British had become the supreme power and Indian princes were reduced to puppets. By this 1856, British had become already the supreme power in India, and the Indian rulers had become puppet in the hands of the Britishers. Next, dear children, we'll see further. The next third important method they used, that is doctrine of lapse. Lord Dalhousie, the Governor General of India, introduced the policy of doctrine of lapse and annexed many Indian states. This doctrine of lapse was introduced by Lord Dalhousie, and with this doctrine of lapse, he annexed many Indian states. This was another method Britishers they adopted in order to expand their territory. According to this doctrine of lapse, the heirs adopted without the consent of the company would inherit only the private property of the deceased ruler and not his territory, which could come under company's rule. What is this doctrine of lapse? According to this lapse policy, any Indian ruler who has no real sons and daughters, they should not adopt any other children as their adopted children. And if they adopt the other children without the consult of the company, after the death of the particular ruler, the kingdom would pass into company's rule. That was the condition of doctrine of lapse. When the ruler of Jhansi died in the year 1853, leaving no natural heir, natural son or own son, The widow Rani was pensioned and their adopted son Anand Rao was not recognized as their lawful successor to the throne. Rani of Jhansi, she also fought against the Britishers, denying such type of a policy. The other states were Satara, Jaipur, Sambalpur, Udaipur and Nagpur, who were also annexed by the Britishers with this doctrine of lapse. Satara also came under Britishers, Jaipur, Sambalpur, Udaipur and Nagpur, and also Jhansi. These are the states places came under Britishers.